One of the arts organizations getting back on its feet is the South Boston group Artists for Humanity, which is in the business of kids making art. They're going ahead with their annual benefit this weekend called The Greatest Party on Earth. Jared Bowen takes us into their studios.
Here is a hive, the epicenter as the building is known, where Artists for Humanity puts kids to work making art.
I haven't done like portraits in a long time, so I just wanted to touch base, get back with it.
Well, I'm doing climate change. Like, I'm trying to work on how the icebergs are melting, but I'm trying to do this like in an abstract way.
At the South Boston studios, kids aged 14 to 18, mostly from Boston, mostly near the poverty line, come to work 3 days a week after school and more during the summer. Founded 22 years ago by artist Susan Rogerson, Artists for Humanity thrives, she says, on accountability and creativity.
Kids come here because they offered a job. Okay, oh, wow, cool, job, making art, that's like so amazing. But what keeps them here is the self-satisfaction, the intrinsic value of being held responsible and doing a job and doing it well.
The discipline that you learn going to work is super important. The dollars are equally as important. That's food, that's transportation.
Jason Talbot is a former student and now a mentor. Here he says students get a firm taste of adulthood. They're allowed a voice, but must meet expectations. They receive paychecks and deadlines. It takes them out of often challenging personal situations and into a culture of change.
I came into Artists for Humanity at around 13, 14. And, I was at a heavy crossroad in my life. I had been, recruited by gangs. I had been harassed by police. I don't know what would have happened to me if I didn't come to Artists for Humanity.
That is a recurrent theme here.
Not for nothing, Artists for Humanity is it got me off of the street and doing nothing after school, and it put me, in a good spot. I was out, getting in trouble.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't even be alive because before I came here, I was very suicidal, and my therapist actually showed me this place. So I didn't know anything about this. I wasn't engaged with art at all. I just needed a job. I needed to be out my house, and this gave me the outlet.
2, significant exposure. Artists for Humanity earned over $1.25 million in revenue last year from the sales of individual works, from its retail store in Faneuil Hall, and from major commissions like this one at Logan Airport, one of roughly 40 public exhibitions it does every year.
So many corporations around the city and foundation offices call us to install our art in their offices, to enhance really, their own physical space for their own personal enjoyment, but also to show the people that come there that they're supporting young people.
I've been in the Moakley Courthouse. I exhibited one of my pieces there. I've been a few places.
That's huge.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
People older than me, they'll be like, I can't believe you're selling your art and for that much money. And I'm just like, really?
And that is just one of the benefits.
And Jared Bowen is here. This is amazing. They pay these kids to go do this?
I know. This is why I've always been struck by this organization in particular, because I keep using the phrase, it's not namby-pamby. I mean, this is real.
Yeah.
These kids, they get jobs, they're expected to show up for their jobs, they make the art, they get paid, and they get royalties, essentially. I mean, if they sell a piece of work, they get a percentage of that money that goes back into their pocket.
Oh, but some of it goes to the program itself. So
of course, yes, it goes to the program, and that's how they're able to keep it going. So they pay the kids have an incentive to make money off their art, so they're learning responsibility, they're learning commerce, they're learning how the real world functions, and that's how this organization has thrived for 22 years. I mean, this is solid, and over that 22-year span, they purchased that building in South Boston. They're, self-sustaining, and they're actually, I don't know how much I can talk about but they're looking at adjacent property. I mean, they have ideas for expansion, so this is something that works. And Susan Rogerson, the founder, told me that she is now talking to other organizations and other communities around the country about starting like-minded organizations, because everybody looks at this and they realize it works.
It works. So is there a business model component to it? Do they, do they have to study the business of it too, or?
Well, it's all facilitated through the staff and through the mentors. I mean,
do they have to understand how the economics of it works?
Well, they do in terms of they understand that they get whatever the percentage is. I can't exactly recall. I think it's about half that they ultimately get. But some of them also work at the store that they opened last year at Faneuil Hall. And that was, again, what I also appreciate is other entities have recognized, like Massport, which puts their installations into public spaces like Logan Airport. Other corporations and whatnot have recognized what they're doing. So last summer, the corporation who runs Faneuil Hall turned over a small bit of office space. So they started developing mugs and T-shirts and keychains and things like that, things they could design to go into the space.
This is a serious question. Does the kid have to have talent to get into the program, or can it be somebody who just wants to give it a whirl?
Well, this is what I find really, really interesting, is that most of the kids who go in there, they have no idea of their talent. Both the kids have no idea what kind of aptitude they have, and the staff at Artists for Humanity don't know. So the first thing every student must do is do a self-portrait. Oh, yeah. And so they must sort of look at themselves and really introspectively consider themselves and how they're going to render and visualize themselves on the canvas, and then they go from there. So at this point, it's a multitude of things they do between painting, digital arts, a whole bunch.
That's great.
So, and you can benefit them this Saturday at the Greatest Party on Earth. It's their annual gala, so it's a way to support these kids and have a lot of fun.
That's great. All right, Jared Bowen, thanks. And that is it for Greater Boston. Tomorrow on Beat the Press, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Media coverage of the Boston Marathon bombings and beyond, plus conspiracy theories and doubters. Should the media pay attention or try to dispute their issues? That and more tomorrow. I'm Emily Rooney. Good night.